In 1795, Martin Kinsley bought a large section of land and began selling lots. The first settlers to purchase land were Abel and Reverend Paul Ruggles. They named the settlement Carmel to honor the prophet Elijah's experience on Mount Carmel. After more settlers purchased land, Carmel was incorporated as a town in 1811. By 1875, the village of Carmel was well established. Today, some of these buildings remain. Some have been moved to other locations. Some have burned down. Since the late 1800s, buildings within the village of Carmel have come and gone. There was a time beautiful elms and maple trees stood tall, lining the streets with beauty. You could see the remnants of these trees from the past. Even today, buildings are changing. Trees are still coming down, changing the landscape within the village. On the eastern edge of the village of Carmel was the train depot. Although the depot is gone today, some remnants remain. I grew up in California but lived from coast to coast across the United States. I traveled all over this amazing country, but I've never been to any New England states until 2012. In 2014, we moved into the heart of the village of Carmel. It took some time to accept, but of all the places I've ever lived, this place was very different. It's extremely haunted by those of Carmel's past. This is some of the history and encounters within the village of Carmel, and I've found ghosts of Carmel's past love to talk with the living. Edna? She was only like 16 years old.
Tapping on it. I didn't want to mess up your video.
Yeah, I hate that when the wind's blowing. Yeah, I hate that when I hate that when hate. This is my son Joshua. Pauline, I finally saw a picture of you when you guys are tearing down the Granger building next to the house. I really just thought I heard a disembodied voice of a female right in front of me. Pauline, are you here? This is the picture I was talking about. This is the photo showing on my cell phone. Pauline's the young lady standing in between the other two ladies. This picture was taken in 1963. This is the picture of you. Paranormal captures like this are beyond amazing. This shows not only ghosts from the past can hear us, they can also see us and intelligently respond. This picture was in fact taken next to the house Pauline lived in, today what we call the Lamb House. In 1963, the building next door to the Lamb House, known as the Grange, was being dismantled by hand. During this time period, Pearlie and Pauline owned and lived in the Lamb House. Today, the wood beams the Grange building sat on still sit in the driveway. When I came to the cemetery, my only intentions were to get video shots of burial sites of former Carmel residents. When I visit burial sites, I always say a few words out of respect. But when I came to the Colson burial site, I clearly heard a female disembodied voice. When I went home and listened to what was captured on the recording, I was amazed. I came back to get confirmation the female was in fact here and aware. Carmel's ghosts from the past are not shy about letting you know they are aware of you, and many times they do respond. Come to say hi. Whoa!
Wow.
Are you right? Did you guys hear that?
I heard that loud and clear.
Hello? I don't know who Tibby is. However, a month before this was filmed, I released a video called The Girl in the Window. A young girl named Tavia was murdered by her mother in Bangor. Her nickname was Tibby. The female voice said Simpson, and the older male voice said, I saved the children. Upstairs in the Simpson library, another voice says, Simpson Memorial Library was named after F.M. Simpson. In the early 1800s, Mr. Simpson married Mary Benjamin. Mary was the daughter of Dr. John B. Benjamin. In the 1880s, a number of children did die in Carmel due to a number of illness outbreaks. Is it possible this was the voice of Dr. Benjamin? Was this his daughter? Dr. Benjamin lived across from where the Simpson Memorial Library sits today. This is a sketch drawing of Dr. Benjamin's home and where he ran his physician practice from. This is the building today, now the Freemason Lodge. Next door to the Simpson Memorial Library was the home of Paul and Annie Haskell. Next door to Paul and Annie Haskell is where Howard Haskell, Paul's brother, lived. It's not uncommon to encounter the ghost of the Haskells within the village of Carmel. You know what's really strange about Paul and Annie? They were Paul and Annie Haskell. And obviously you can see me standing here in the garage. Well, their house is right there. Paul. Hello? Just heard a child's voice, or a female's. Hello? What'd you say? You guys here? say hi.
A lot of people that would like to hear from you. Is there someone looking down at us from that window?
Is that talking?
I thought I heard something. Yeah, I thought so too.
Did you say something? Hi. I know I closed this door. Now, the last time I came up here, there was a woman up here that said, "Help me, are you still here?" That device there on the table, can you touch that and make it go off? I heard that. Hello? Okay, a little while ago, this room didn't do anything. Is there any way you can tell me your name? You're dead? Are you right here? Did this used to be your house? Is it okay if I sit on this bed right here? Hi, what's your name? Paul, are you in here? Is there anything you guys want to say before I go? Okay. Good night. No doubt this place is haunted. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely some ghosts in here. And I can't wait to look at the evidence, because the feeling that I got in here and the stuff that I've heard, the movement, it was amazing. I gotta say, this place is amazing. Can you open that door? Who is the female upstairs? Are you up here now? Help you? Hi. There are a few things I find amazing in what was captured during this investigation. A male spirit mentions Rachel, a female spirit says Viva, and a few times Naomi was mentioned. Rachel, Viva, and Naomi are sisters from the Mitchell family. When I asked if any of these spirits knew Doug Small, in a joking tone, a feisty spirit called him an old bastard. Then he said we lit the cherry bomb. After this investigation, I talked with Doug about these encounters. I asked if he knew anything involving a cherry bomb. A spirit brought this up. Doug had a real funny look on his face. He smiles, and he told me when they were in their late teens, his friend lit a cherry bomb but couldn't throw it away fast enough before it blew up in his hand. His friend lost some fingers over this. Doug did say his friend today is no longer alive. Another thing I found interesting about these encounters, a lot of these spirits want you to know they are dead. This neighbor would be Howard Haskell. After the investigation at the Paul Haskell house, I had the opportunity to visit the Howard Haskell house. Hello? If you're in here, can you let me know? Well, my name's Kent. And I'm here to try to figure out what you want here. Hello? The people that live in this house, are you trying to get their attention? I want you to be able to talk with me and let me know what's going on here. What's going on in this house? You obviously might know where I live. I'm just right across the road here. What the hell is that? Paul? Paul, what's your last name? How long have you been staying in this house? Are you needing help? Is that you touching my arm? When I first started recording paranormal activity, I assumed every ball of light was an orb. However, when I paid closer attention to this, I noticed dust particles that moved in front of the camera with the light on. And these dust particles looked just like a ball of light. But I couldn't explain the ball of light I would see moving across the room with my naked eye. Or when I felt a cold touch, then when going over the recordings, what touched me was a ball of light. This was definitely an energy orb. It felt like someone lightly touched me with cold fingers. Is that you touching my arm? Did you just touch my arm? A Carmel resident asked me if I could check out their home in the Village of Carmel. She said they hear strange sounds, But most of all, loud voices talking in the home. Sometimes they will feel a cold touch or hear loud movement sounds late at night. One night her husband was sitting on the couch. He heard a loud disembodied voice of a female talking in the living room. He never believed in ghosts, but after moving within the Village of Carmel, his skepticism vanished all in one night. When they asked me to come investigate their home, I had no doubt. Since they lived in the Village of Carmel, they are definitely having encounters with ghosts of Carmel's past. I have found ghosts within the Village of Carmel move from one location to the other, visiting with each other, and visiting with the living. I was curious who these spirits were. Have I encountered them before within the village? The house was built in the late 1800s, just 2 houses down from the Lamb House. Did this used to be your home back in the day? If you're here, would you like to tell me why you're here? Did you just say something? Did you just say something? Did you just say something? Who's here? Can you tell me your name, please? Can you tell me what your name is, please? Why are you here? What happened to you? Are you able to talk about it? Why are you here? What happened to you? It's obvious I've encountered these spirits before. Many times during investigations within the village, the name Scott has come up. And like many other investigations, when I ask why they are here, they respond, "We died." At this exact location is where the F.A. Simpson building once stood. Every person you see in this photo next to their bikes delivered mail for the post office. I can only assume this photo was taken in the early 1900s. I've often wondered if we've ever heard from any of these former Carmel residents. You can see the Paul Haskell house in the background. 3 houses down from this building is where the Lamb House sits. The Lamb House is our next stop. The paranormal activity at this house is much different than all other locations within the village. Many encounters with multiple spirits, unfortunately, even some dark encounters. When living people visit this house, these spirits will either like them or dislike them. It all depends on what they say to these spirits. We hear from spirits dating back to the 1800s, but we also hear from some who recently died. Most spirits at this location just want to chat, but there are many spirits who ask for help. These are clips from some of the encounters in the house. Are you here?
Hello?
Can you give me the names of those that actually died in this house? So did Rachel.
Yeah, I heard that. Shall we?
Yep.
When you were... We're going to have a young lady here do the ghost box session here in the Lamb House. She has her parents' permission, and she has permission to be on YouTube.
That's right.
Let's turn this on, see what happens.
You ready for this? All right. Oh, hi. Say hello.
My name is Ariana. Where were you born? How long have you guys been here?
Whoa.
could hear a girl say Hattie from outside. Abby? What about Abby? What, the lady that said I want her home. Are you Abby's mother? What's your name? You guys talking to Val? No?
No?
Why not? Patty. If you ever come into the Village of Carmel and hear, "Hey you," and you look around but nobody's there, more than likely you're being welcomed by a ghost from Carmel's past.